Now, the supermarket-squeezed New South Wales dairy industry has been given a wake-up call. Global demand for dairy products is exploding, but the state's producers remain focused on domestic markets. Analysts are encouraging them to look further afield. Simon Palin reports.
Unlike in other states, the vast majority of milk produced in New South Wales and Queensland is delivered only to the local market, which is barely growing.
Oh, very depressed, and confidence in the industry, has been drawn away. We've had a lot of farmers leave the industry, and production has dropped off in small but significant increments over the last 5 years.
I think it's fair to say that, in some regions, in some markets, we are falling behind, and we are needing to make up some lost ground.
The big supermarkets aren't helping farmers and producers by pricing milk at a ceiling of $1 a litre.
That's an artificial ceiling. There is no real market reason for that ceiling to be in place. It's just some executive woke up one morning and decided milk was going to be $1, and it is. So that's pretty hard to justify.
Making matters worse, industry deregulation and global consolidation has led many producers to move their plants to adjoin existing capacity in Victoria. Analysts say the New South Wales and Queensland dairy industries can recover by rethinking their business model and increasing exports to Asia, particularly to China, where a fast-growing middle class is quickly developing a taste for dairy.
Their diets are becoming quite westernised, and they're looking at more and more protein and calcium, and I think dairy really fits that bill.
Australian dairy consumption is growing at 1.5% a year. In China, it's rising by up to 10%. The escalating global demand is illustrated by an intense three-way corporate battle currently underway for Australia's oldest dairy producer, Warrnambool Cheese and Butter.
There's enormous dairy growth consumption in some of these markets offshore, and that's where there's probably potential for the New South Wales industry.
A handful of local producers are realising the potential. One is the Norco processing plant at Lismore in northeastern New South Wales.
We're certainly working to have, in the next 3 to 4 years, have 20 to 25% of our business strategically placed in the export market. And that's our goal, is to actually not be solely dependent upon one customer in Australia or one or two customers in Australia, but have a balance of customers that can add to our farmers' milk price.
To help fuel export growth across the industry, the head of the New South Wales Dairy Industry Association is proposing 3 new processing plants in areas like Wollongong, Orange and Bathurst.
That would give the industry the capacity to grow by 50%. So it's not a lot of money to make a lot of difference in our industry, and these are high-value export markets these days.
He says there is a lot of interest in the plan, especially from Asian investors.